Check it out. EG4 12000XP wall mount battery conduit box, and doing some initial testing, just over 5,000 watts getting pulled from that battery. This video I'm going to be showing you how I installed this and some initial testing. Then there's going to be some videos coming up with heavy testing on this. And then you can see right here on this shelf, I'm going to be building extra battery capacity with these 12 volt 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery packs. I'm going to be connecting them up in series with balancers and all kinds of stuff to expand the capacity of this wall mount battery here. Definitely be sure you're subscribed, because I'm going to be connecting AC coupled solar to this that nobody has shown, and you guys, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that would like to know how that works, so I'm going to be doing that. Let's get into this. Let's unbox this and see what we've got. Incidentally, it came packaged and shipped extremely well. You can see it's all shrink wrapped here. I started to open it here and then pause so I could grab you guys and bring you along. So this damage right here was done by me. That was all in good shape, and you can see the boxes have been compressed by this strapping, but there's no sign of any sort of damage or anything on these boxes. So the shipping and handling seems to have been fantastic. Obviously, we'll see how everything looks inside here momentarily. All right, in this box here, we've got the conduit box. Got all kinds of nice big fittings here. We've got some grommet hole covers, got some more fittings here, and a few more plugs right here. Okay, here's the conduit box out, and got a nice spring-loaded latch right there. And then obviously this door opens up to give you access. It'll be fun to get this all installed. All right, this should be the Chargeverter. Looks like we've got some communication cables and whatnot in here. Nice heavy-duty battery cables. This must be the charging cable itself. Some documentation and some mounting brackets. Insanely well packaged. I do not want anything happening to these. And there's the Chargeverter. All right, and here is the inverter. So this is a mounting template. This is the Wi-Fi dongle, it appears. Here is the mounting bracket. Two different kinds of communication cable. This one's labeled as the battery communication, and this one's labeled as the parallel communication cable. Got some legit mounting hardware. We've got two more side mounting brackets here. Woo-wee, and there's the inverter itself. It's a big boy. All right, and there's the battery. Looks pretty sweet. Here's some documentation. Check out these battery cables. Got some strips of metal here, some holes drilled in the ends here. There you go, now you can kind of see them. All right, got the laser level out here, and we're just working on leveling this battery. There's some nice adjustable legs underneath, so it makes this very slick and easy. All right, we ran into a small issue here. This is the outdoor conduit box, which probably is the issue, because none of the holes line up with the 12000 XP. So we're gonna have to perform a little bit of surgery on this, but it shouldn't be too bad. What I'm gonna do is just cut a big rectangle out of the top. All right, here is the progress. I cut this out right here. That should work exceptionally well with the 12000 XP. So if you get this outdoor box, you may have to do a little modification like that. Oops.
Get underneath it. Okay. Oh, and down.
It was very easy with 3 people. I highly recommend that, because it is a little beastly. Here's a sneak preview of what's going over here. I'm going to be hooking up even more batteries to this setup. All right, and now I've got the load center installed. I crimped ferrules on the ends of this battery cable, and that makes it substantially easier to get into the terminals and crimp it down. I'll show you here on the positive, because they're easier to see. And I'm going to torque these battery lugs. So I've got a digital torque wrench right here, and we need to do 22.6 Newton meters, which you can see right there. All right, now that we've got those torqued, I'll let you see down in here 3 connections on the battery bus bar. This is an extra one for when I get another battery to go right there. But in the meantime, I've got some wires coming out over here. Right now, we're going to just do some initial testing, but I've got the Chargeverter over here. I've got these awesome 1000 amp bus bars from Overkill Solar. Leave a link for those down in the description. Anyway, that is allowing me to connect this Chargeverter for now. I will also be connecting more of these smaller 12 volt batteries in series to this to expand the battery capacity. That's down the road a little ways. We're going to get this up and running first. Kind of hard to see, but all those dip switches are in the up position. We're just going to make sure we have proper communication protocols set up. And in order for that to happen, all those switches need to be up. Okay, that breaker is off, and we're going to keep it off. We're just going to boot up the BMS by pushing this button right here. Settings here, and we're going to go to the CAN bus. We're going to type in the password. We are using the EG4, so we have EG4 Lux. That's good. There's a series of options on this list. And let's just go to RS45, and we're going to make sure that's on EG4 as well. Okay, I think we're set. All right, now that's set, we're going to set this battery to the number 1 battery. That'll make it the master battery since it's going to be communicating to the inverter as well as the charge controller. And I'm going to see if I can do both. My understanding is you can, even though the Chargeverter says you can't, because it communicates with the RJ45 protocol, and the inverter communicates on the CAN bus. So we should be able to use both. We'll find out, but for now we're going to just do the Chargeverter. So to begin, we are going to turn on the battery. Let's check the Chargeverter and see if it will turn on. Yes, it does. It's booting up, and look at that, we've got communication to the battery. We can see here on the Chargeverter screen, 52.7 volts, 55% state of charge. If we come over here, we can see that we are 52.7 volts, 55% state of charge, so that's working. I'm going to make an adapter for this plug for the Chargeverter, and I've got this adapter that the Chargeverter plug fits into it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adapt it. There's this little dog bone that I got, and I just cut off this end. It will allow me to convert this to 120 volt. This is going to be the 30 amp plug, and then I'll get an adapter for 120 volt as well. Anyway, there are instructions in the instruction manual for this Chargeverter to be able to pin it out right. So anyway, we're going to do that quick. I'll show you the results. I'm going to put this up on the screen, but we want to look at this left 120 volt 4-pin pinout. So if I hold it like this far left one is not used. This one's ground, and then this one is your line on 120, and then that's your neutral up there. So if we just test ground first. Okay, so we've got continuity on ground. So then we're going to go to the bottom one. We'll go to, it should be this right thing, and it is. And then we'll go to neutral. We have continuity there. So this is wired up, and this one is not wired to anything. You can see that right there. So we're just using 3 out of the 4. All right, let's see if we can charge at 120 volts. What I'm going to use is this Anker F2000 portable power station because it's got the 30 amp plug. Now this inverter can't handle a full 30 amps, but I think it's a good thing to test. So we'll set the Chargeverter settings here. Okay, we've got it set to 30 amps of charging current. That's great because that'll give us pull about 1800 watts from this power station. And let's turn the inverter on. Let's see what happens. Something clicked, fans turned on, yeah, and it's starting to pull power. See, 300, 400, almost 600 watts. I love the soft start that this Chargeverter has. That is super nice. Halfway there. And we can see here on the battery up there in the top left corner, it says it's charging. There's 1700, 1762. Now the Chargeverter says it's reached its 30 amp charge speed. That is sweet. All right, look at that. We've added a percentage. We're up to 56 now, and it's depleted this Anker down to 89%. Pretty stark contrast there for how much power this wall mount battery holds. All right, let me update you on where things are at. Obviously, we have the inverter all mounted up, got all the wiring taken care of. So we've got 2 conductors going to each of the battery ports. We've got the battery communication cable here. I do have a smart load that I'm going to be adding here soon. But for now, we've got the load terminals right here. And then we've also got grid input right there. Eventually, I'll hopefully hook up some solar as well. But for now, I want to do some testing, so this is sufficient for that. I'm also getting things staged over here. I've got these 1000 amp bus bars from Overkill Solar. That's allowing me to connect my Chargeverter. But you can see down here, and eventually all of these other shelves I'm going to be adding. I've got a ton of these 12 volt style 100 amp hour batteries. I'm going to hook them up into series and put some balancers on them and different things, and we're going to add them on these bus bars to work with this wall mount battery. So be sure you're subscribed so you can see how all of that comes to be. All right, I'm going to put this back together here, and we're going to fire it up for the first time. So let's go ahead and turn the battery breaker on. That way the pre-charge resistor circuitry in the battery can charge up the capacitors in this inverter. So we're going to make sure that the EPS output switch is off, which it is. And then we're going to make sure that the power button back here is off, which it is. So then we're going to go ahead and boot up this battery. So let's go ahead and hit the breaker. And then let's go ahead and turn the battery on. That's booted up and everything, so we should be able to flip this power switch on, and the inverter should boot up. Hey, look at that. So nothing blew up. That's always great to see. One more thing to mention, it is communicating with the battery. See how it says, so we've got 65%, and if we come down here to the battery, we've got 65%. And if I turn this Chargeverter on, you can see that it is also communicating. See how it can sense the state of charge, 65%? So you can actually, contrary to the manual, what the manual says of the Chargeverter, you can connect an RS-45 communication protocol, which this Chargeverter is using, to this battery in conjunction with a CAN bus communication, which the inverter is using. And so you can get both communications running between both units, which I think is awesome. All right, I've got it grid charging at the moment, over 5,000 watts, 5,700 or so. And you can see down here on the battery, we're charging with about 100 amps of current. I found that this desktop version of the monitoring software works substantially better than the app. The app is good to, kind of get a quick sense of where things are at. But in terms of setting up the settings, I found this online desktop app to work a lot better. So if we go to the maintenance tab and go ahead and read the parameters, I didn't change too much stuff in here. It was all pretty much set the way that I needed to. I did configure the AC charging parameters just a little bit, and a few discharging parameters. You guys get to do what you want to do on that. And then I'm very excited about the AC coupling. I actually have a solar system that I'm going to AC couple with this. So be sure and be subscribed, because you won't want to miss doing that. I haven't found any other videos of people AC coupling solar to these, so I'm excited to show you that. Up here in the top right, if we say old settings, there is one important thing here. I already have a ground neutral bond, and so I was able to come in here and ensure that that bond was disabled. It was only in the old settings, not in the new settings. So keep that in mind. The other thing too is this updates very, very slowly. You kind of have to force it to update because the battery's already 2% higher in its state of charge than what this was saying. I'm excited for them to hopefully update this a little bit. There we go, now it's updated to 71%. So maybe it's a little bit faster. I mean, it works, but it'd be awesome to have it be a little faster and a little more responsive. All right, I'm gonna power off the house and we're gonna fire this up and let it power things in the house for a minute. All right, I had to go kill power at my main panel. I think all we've got to do is come in over here now and turn our load breaker on, like that. And then we should be able to just come over here and hit this EPS, and we should have power again here momentarily. Aha, that was sweet. We're pulling just over 1,100 watts. This screen is a little small, so I'm gonna use this knife to point, but right here you can see that the house right now is consuming just over 1,000 watts of power. Anyway, I wanna just, for fun, throw a heavy load at it. I've got a full-blown oven right here that I wanna try. Again, we gotta wait for this thing to update. We might be able to speed it up by going back, come back in. Yeah, it's not updating very fast. Let's go out to the inverter and see what's going on. Fans are barely on. There we go. 4,500 watts. Oh, something just clicked off because it just dropped down. All right, let's go throw something on the stove too while that's heating up and just see what we can do here. This is an induction cooktop, pretty efficient, but it does pull quite a bit of power when you turn on full power. So there we go, we got that on high. Let's go see what's going on outside. The oven is heating up, 160 degrees. You can see it's doing pretty good. 4,600 is all. Could easily add more. Oh, there we go, it just surged up a little bit more. 5,400. I don't know if you can hear, but those fans are whisper quiet even with this heavy of a load. Very cool. Well, stay tuned for more, guys. I've got a whole bunch more testing we're going to do. We're going to really push this hard. And like I said, we're going to build this out. It's going to be epic. Let me know what questions you have down in the comments below. I try to read and respond to all of you. And please consider giving the video a like. It is 100% free to you, but helps the channel and the video gain a lot more traction. And I would really appreciate that from you guys. And then, like I said, don't forget to subscribe, because you're not going to want to miss the future videos. So you won't want to miss any of those. Appreciate all you guys, and we'll catch you all next time.